All over the world, live events were back with a vengeance this 2022, including a Filipino favorite, the beauty pageant. And from the tense delay of results at the Binibining Pilipinas coronation night to the trials and tribulations of Hipon girl Herlene Budol, there was no shortage of drama this year. Hi, I'm Marguerite De Leon, and in this episode of Rappler Recap, Rappler's lifestyle and entertainment team, along with multimedia reporter and super pageant fan Jairo Boledo, discuss the biggest things to happen in the pageant scene this year, including the results of the Miss International Finals night, which just ended just like an hour ago. So, welcome to everyone here. Hi, Jairo, Amanda, Steph, and Isa. Hey, we're all
Hello.
here in the office
Hi.
except Jairo. Okay, so let's get started with, of course, what just happened about an hour ago. It was just concluded, Miss International 2022. So hindi nanalo si Hannah Arnold. She was only able to make it to the top 15. And then Miss Germany won the title in the end. So how do you guys feel about this? Did you think that that Hannah was robbed, or do you think like saks lang? What are your thoughts?
Mm,
For me, saks lang.
Saks lang.
um,
True. I mean, when she was announced during the top 15 na parang siya lang yung isang Asia, 'di ba? Parang isang candidate from Asia na napasok sa top 15. So parang medyo nag-expect tayo na baka she will reach top, 'di ba? I mean, it's either she's gonna win or like be one of the placers sana. Tapos ayun, we were just surprised nung hindi siya umabot sa top 8. Ayun. Pero I mean, that was my first Miss International na talaga tinutukan ko. And I'm really not sure about how like the pageant works. Considering na ito rin yung first nila in 3 years. So I'm not sure like, parang while I was watching it, nahirapan din ako i-figure out kung sino ba yung mga top ko. Like, during the run, wala akong masyadong, parang masyadong lumitaw sa akin bukod sa I was just rooting for Hannah. Ganun.
For me, it was kind of hard to tell who was doing well kasi the
Yeah.
broadcast was mainly in Japanese, tapos parang tingi-tingi lang yung English and yung any translation. So it was so hard to parang comprehend like who was standing out or not. Gyro, I remember na before Hannah ultimately lost, you felt that she had it in the bag. How do you feel now that she didn't have it in the bag?
Oo. Kasi talaga everyone was expecting for Hannah to reach at least top 3. Kasi malakas talaga si Peru and si Cabo Verde or si Cape Verde. Um, pero kasi nung siya natawag, na-realize ko na baka nag-come into play yung age. Kasi very, although hindi naman ina-admit yun na Miss International, pero very, ano sila, mapapagbantay sila sa age. For example, the winner is 22 years old. They don't crown usually older than 24 years old or above. They're not like Miss Universe who diverse yung kinakrown. 20 years old, 26 years old. Mas ano nila yung, mas bet nila yung mga bata. Tignan niyo si Peru, even she performed really well, she ended up first round, second runner-up lang because she's 27. And then si Cape Verde, she had a shot at the crown because she's 23 years old. So I think may factor na ganun. Plus, yung pag-delay din kasi ng Miss International for how many years? At least 2 years for Hannah. Also affected her chances. Rather.
How about Miss Germany as the winner? Do you have any thoughts on that, Gyro? Like, did it surprise you, or or how do you feel about it?
Yeah, kasi sa Miss International, sabi nga, unpredictable pageant siya kasi you don't know yung preference ng mga Japanese. But ang alam lang natin, Japanese people loves mga kawaii, mga payat, na matangkad, na maputi, ganyan, yung kanilang parang beauty standard sa Japan. Ngayon, kay Miss Germany, in the past years na nakita natin sa trend ng Miss International, they will either crown the most deserving or the most beautiful candidate, or they will crown someone that will surprise everyone. The last time they did that was in 2014 when they crowned Miss Puerto Rico. No one expected her to win. Just like now with Miss Germany, no one really expected her to win, not even reach top 5. Pero that night kasi, to be fair with Miss Germany, when I saw her earlier, sabi ko, papasok siya sa top 5 because of her demure aura. Kasi yun yung gusto ng Japanese judges. Majority of the judges, at least I think 3/4 of the judges are Japanese. So, yeah, it's not surprising at all.
Oo, yeah, napansin nga namin na ano, most of the top girls were the uwu, pabebe, sweet girls talaga. Yeah. What else were the highlights of the show? Like for me, na-surprise ako na apparently Miss Jamaica is on the autism spectrum. So like that was interesting. I'm not sure if she is the first in a major pageant, but at least like in recent memory, siya lang yung talagang nag-out na I'm on the autism spectrum. So I found that interesting. Anything
Mm.
else that parang you guys found interesting then?
The
Mm,
performance, the special
Kasi
guest.
ano, what's his name?
Miyabi.
Yeah,
Miyavi. Ang weird nun.
sobrang the music
Concert.
was super like not cohesive with how the girls were acting. Sobrang rock. Tas
Oo.
parang ang demure ng girls. But it gave a lot
Oo.
of energy to the otherwise very calm pageant. Alam mo yun?
Mm-mm.
I think sa akin din yung continental winners. Kasi, paano ba nila yung na-figure out? Kasi di ba parang nagulat tayo, bakit hindi si Hana yung sa Asia? Like, siya lang yung
Oo.
nasa top 15 though.
Parang
So,
as per people on site, pinagbotohan siya. Para siyang Miss
Ah.
Congeniality.
Ah, I see.
Per ano siya, per region, ganyan. Parang, yeah. Like si USA,
Okay.
si Korean, and then si Miss Capo Verde for Africa. Botohan siya.
I see. So luto. Joke na yun. Sige, is there any other thoughts on Miss International, or we can move on to the top, to the big events of 2022 in the pageant scene? Sige, move on na tayo. Or someone was gonna say something?
Oh no, I think most of us were also looking forward to the Q&A. I'm not sure kasi
Ah,
the
yeah, oo nga
format
pala.
of Miss International really doesn't have a Q&A, but I think in relation to your concerns a while ago about not having someone stand out so much,
To root
I
for,
think the
yeah.
Q&A is a very crucial part of a pageant to get to know your favorites because
Mm-mm.
that really says a lot about who they are. So apparently at the end of the pageant, you don't really know who they are.
Yeah. Parang I don't know their personalities at all.
So much,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like parang the only personalities I could see was si Miss Peru palaging nakangiti, si Miss Dominican Republic mukhang magsasaksak na ng tao after not winning.
Ready to cut a bit.
Oo, mananaksak na siya. Ayun. Yeah, tapos parang kasi yun nga, Hannah wasn't able to show off any personality either. Parang ang ganda ng costume niya, but that's about it. You know. Sige, let's move on to to the big events in the pageant world. Ang dami. So we're not gonna do the like all the pageants one by one. So let's go na lang with yung Miss Universe Philippines first. So it was such a big event kasi ang dami mga big stars na kasama. 'Di ba? So nandun si Harnaz Sandu, which I had the pleasure of meeting for 10 minutes. And nandun din yung the team of Emily Tipo and Iris Mitener as the hosts. So ano yung mga naalala nyo about that night? Anything that was the night that Celeste Cortez won. How do you feel about her chances as Miss Universe next year in January?
Siguro sa akin, nag-ano na lang, no?
Oo nga,
Volunteer na.
nagtingin na lang tayo.
Sa akin, I think she has higher chances naman, especially that kuha niya naman yung mold ng Miss Universe. The only concern here, iba na kasi yung owner, kasi nagka-factor in yun eh, kung ano yung trust ng Miss Universe. Kasi kay under Trump, dapat sorry sa term, parang slutty, na parang sensual, na parang kaya Latina yung mostly na nanalo. Kasi yun yung peg ni Donald Trump. And then, under IMG, very spokesperson type, like Pia, Catriona, Harnaz. So under JKN, kay Anne, hindi natin alam kung anong
since
peg niya.
it's the first time.
Oo. So parang blindsided tayo. Everyone is blindsided. Kung anong blindsided, everyone is like blind judging or whatever when it comes to the new owner. That night, masaya siya. Like as a bakilang gay fan, parang parang reunion siya ng mga winners kasi. So nakakatuwa. Pero nag-stand out si Pia, of course, during the yung final walk nila na same yung suot niya kay Miss Cape Verde kanina. Miss International. So
Ay,
yung design,
talaga?
pati the
Oh.
styling of the hair, wala lang, yun lang.
I see. Interesting. Actually, and the new owner of Miss Universe, in the Miss Universe na main, is actually like a huge thing, diba? Like she's the first female to own the company, and she's also a transgender woman. So that should be very interesting in terms of what direction it should go. I would assume that it would go in a more progressive direction, especially since, di ba, binago na rin yung rules na pwedeng
Ang dami.
married women and mothers yung pwedeng sumali. Do you think like do you guys feel hopeful for for the future of Miss Universe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting. To, yeah. It's gonna be
Yeah.
interesting to see like what kind of candidates will come out of, with the new rules. Like, sino pang women yung mabibigyan ng opportunity now that they've cast a wider net. And syempre, these women, like if you have a mother there, if you have a married woman there, parang they're gonna have different experiences to draw from. So that's gonna be interesting to see. I think Miss Universe, because they did that, I would say it's the most exciting pageant to watch now because yun nga, new fresh energy coming
Parang
in.
I can't wait to hear yung mga Q&As sagot ng
Yeah.
mga more mature
Mm,
contestants. Kasi syempre parang they've lived through more than these
yeah.
parang single 20-somethings. Because weren't we all stupid when we were single and 20? So, ayun. Just saying. Ayun. Sige, moving on from Miss Universe and Miss Universe Philippines. So Miss World Philippines, it was yet another marathon night. And in the end, ang nanalo si Gwendolyn Ferniol. Jairo, how do you feel about her chances?
Yeah, I think of the major pageants, including Miss Supranational, Miss World is the most um, mahirap basahin
Mm.
at all kasi hindi natin alam talaga. Like, highly political siya katulad ng mga nasabi natin sa recap. With Gwendolyn Fernandez, I think she matches naman the beauty standards of like past Miss World winners. Yung mukhang parang may Middle East blood, na parang brown tan, na medyo parang dusky yung beauty, ganyan. Nakukuha niya naman yun. Pero I think yung Filipinos kasi na-heartbroken na sila ng sobra sa Miss World. So parang no one's like, yeah, yun, parang parang pake. Pag nanalo na lang siya, parang ganun na lang. Parang nawalan
Oo.
kita ng amor with the
Oo.
fan, including me.
Yeah. Gets. So, talagang wala, not without controversy talaga yung year na to. Another controversy was yung Miss Philippines Earth 2022 when the candidates they said they were disqualified over their height, which
I
is yun, yeah.
For me, that was really frustrating considering that the other pageants were like being more progressive, including, di ba, parang Miss Universe Philippines was the first one to like cancel the height requirement almost 2 years ago. Tapos now, they have the allowing wives, mothers. Tapos bigla makakarinig ka ng pageant na dahil lang sa height. Di ba?
Mm-mm.
Tapos parang they even like release a statement about it. It was just like, parang I can't remember the exact words, pero they were like, parang, kasi yun talaga yung what they see. Parang they weren't even sorry about it, na they have this height requirement pa rin at this age. Diba? Tapos I feel like, ramdam ko yung frustration ng candidates kasi parang they were allowed to do several activities pa before sila sabihan na, uy, disqualified
Yeah.
kayo for your height. I mean, why would you allow them to join the competition in the first place if, diba, ganun pala yung requirement?
Yeah, medyo ang weird nga talaga nun. Okay, ganun ka na. And which is ironic because you're a very tall person. So, yun. So I guess you have a kind heart in that sense. So, isa pang controversy, moving on to Binibining Pilipinas Coronation Night, yung nagkaroon ng weird, bizarre delay of results. Di ba, dun sa kina Catriona. Like, ano kaya yun? Ano yun, Jai? I remember you telling me like what you felt was what happened behind the scenes eh. Could you
Iba-iba.
refresh our memories?
Oh, I think nakalimutan ko na rin yung exact, but like something to like may mix up sa card. So parang Catriona and ano, hindi naman mix up, but like even Catriona and Nicole, parang medyo hindi naman sila parang sobrang sure with the cards. So they had it checked pa muna. Binalik muna nila sa parang sa technical staff. So tumagal siya. And yun. Saka kasi factor din kasi dun yung judging ng Miss ng Binibining Pilipinas. Hindi kasi sila nagja-judge sa scores. Parang nilagay nila yung girl kung saan sila bagay. So even like, halimbawa, si Gabi Basiano really performed well that night. Nanalo siya ng ganitong award. Both the major awards and then nag-perform sa Q&A. Hindi niya pa rin nakuha yung international. Kasi hindi naman ganun yung judging ng ano ng Binibining Pilipinas. So I think iyon yung ano dun, yung reason doon. Tapos parang namatay na lang din yung issue after that. Parang hindi na lang in-address ng Binibining Pilipinas. To be fair with them, kasi kalalo naman kung wala naman talagang dapat i-guilt, diba? Parang wag mo na lang i-address. Saka parang minor lang naman yun. Usually nagpalaki lang naman nun yung mga pageant fans lang din naman.
Yeah. Yeah. Parang, which reminds me, like, in terms of boo-boos while announcing the winner, si Steve Harvey, we'll have to say goodbye to him kasi he is no longer hosting the Tontuwa si Jairo.
No more
He is
no more
mess
jokes
ups. Oo,
based
no more
on that how many year
Oo.
old mess up.
Oo, pag
Every year na lang yun yung joke
kailangan
niya.
niyang i-commemorate.
6
Oo.
years.
Diyos ko.
6 years, o nga no, shit ang tagal. Ayun. Tas
Tagal natin tiniis, Char.
Oo. Sabi nila na ayun, yung next Miss Universe, it will be hosted for the first time by a woman. So, yeah, I can't wait to find out who that woman is. Or do we know na? Hindi pa naman, di ba? Hindi pa
Wala
naman
pa pa.
Wala pa announcement. Although
Oo.
before kasi, parang in the 1960s, 70s, 80s, puro men. Tapos, no 1990s, parang nag-ano sila. Sinamahan nila ng girl until ano, the recent, before Steve Harvey, actually, lagi siyang male and female. And then, Steve Harvey, and then all male, na wala namang, alam mo, mahirap kasi pag yung host, parang hindi naman interesado sa pageant. It's like,
Yeah, oo.
parang nakikita mo yung detached siya. Saka parang may
Oo.
chismis kasi before, di ba, parang hindi sila masyadong sold with the 2015 mess. So parang parang stage daw, and then Steve Harvey was assured na parang you will be hosting for how many years. So just do this controversy. May mga ganong speculations. But yeah, finally, he's gone.
So basically, if it's someone that has to be interested, you're saying that you should be the one hosting Miss Universe.
Gyro for host.
Mas maraming
Gyro for host. Gyro.
MUP na, Charis. Akala mo talaga yun. Hindi, pero kasi may mga fan naman kasi na host, kahit hindi sila super fan. Like si James Dicken sa Miss Earth. I mean, sobrang fan ko rin. Kasi like, hindi siya parang, alam mo yun, parang okay, nautosan lang ako para i-host. So, let's get over with. Parang, something like, hindi siya ganun.
Alright. Tapos, there's another controversy this time sa Miss Universe and Miss USA. Kasi they claimed that the Miss USA winner was predetermined. Ito ba si R. Bonnie? Ito si R. Bonnie, diba?
Filipina-American, yeah. Yun yung, parang ang daming may mga, yung ibang candidates. Although, yung interesting was like the other candidates were saying that they're not blaming the winner. They were blaming the organization, the organizers, na parang ramdam daw nila na parang hindi parang from the start pa lang wala nang competition, like aware na alam na nila kung sino yung mga favorites, kung sino yung mananalo. So ayun, although ayun nga parang nangyari nun, parang yung Miss USA may na-cancel yung organizers. Wait, check ko yung notes. Pero Gyro, ikaw muna.
Yeah. It was Crystal Stewart, Miss USA 2008, who handled the Miss USA organization.
Oh, yeah, the suspended.
I think she was fired or suspended after the incident. So, she was reprimanded. Tapos, dati kasi, yung Miss USA, under kasi siya ng Miss Universe organization. Tapos under yata ng IMG or under at least kay Crystal Stewart, parang 2 years, 3 years ago, hiniwalay muna nila. Kaya parang meron silang caretaker. Pero dati kay Paula Sugar din siya. So yun. Kaya pero ang binalik muna nila for the, in the meantime sa Miss Universe organization. Tapos meron din kasi parang alleged sexual abuse yung husband, di ba? Ni
Yeah.
Kristen Stewart sa mga candidates. Parang nag-harass yata siya. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, on to a little bit of good news before we talk about like arguably the biggest controversy of 2022. A bit of good news, si Miss Grand 2020, Puerto Rico, Fabiola Valentin, and Argentina's Mariana Varela got married, diba, this year. So,
So,
wala lang. Very progressive. Ang daming
ang
mga
hot
progressive
nila.
moments. Totoo.
So,
Like, epitome ng lipstick lesbian, no? Like, talagang, yeah,
So,
power
yun.
women. Ayun, wala lang. So congratulations to you ladies. We hope that you last forever and ever. Sige. And now we go to last but certainly not the least, yung pinaka mainit na controversy for this year, which is our beloved Hipon girl, Herlene Budol, and the ill-fated Miss Planet International in Uganda. So first, ang nangyari, what do you call this? Um, nag-withdraw muna si Herlene, tama ba? Ay, hindi. Before siya nag-withdraw, nawala yung costume niya.
ay parang
Or
yes,
parang,
Pagdating niya doon.
oo. So parang plan B lang yung costume na gagamitin niya, di ba? And then, so that was a portent of things to come. So after that, she, what do you call this, resigned from playing, from, what do you call this, participating. And then soon after that, na-postpone yung Miss Planet International mismo kasi nag-withdraw yung mga candidates because apparently like they called it a scam. Like basically the Miss Planet International people weren't able to provide proper lodging and food. Like ano sinabi na si Herlene had to get food from OFWs
Oo.
or something like that.
Yeah.
Yun. So parang what do you know about this, Gyro?
Yeah, kasi yung mga pageants for information of everyone. Yung pageants kasi para din kasi siyang business, franchise kasi
Yeah.
siya. So like they have to pay. Like the local organizers or the local pageant holders have to pay. Tapos in exchange, halimbawa, kunyari Miss Earth or Miss Universe, the money that will be collected will be used for the pageant, for the prizes, for the accommodation, the lodging. That's why they're calling it scam. Kasi we've never heard of like Planet International. Kasi sa pageants kasi, oo, sa pageants kasi may mga tier-tier kasi na tinatawag. Yung top tier kasi, yung top 4 yung Miss Universe Earth, International, saka World. Tapos yung second tier, ito na yung Supranational, Tourism World, Tourism International, ganyan. Yung Grand International, mga nasa 2-3 nga yan eh. Tapos yung meron kasi super duper never heard. As in,
Low,
like itong Planet International, parang, what is this? So parang minsan, hinayaan mo na lang siya, not to burst the bubble of like Filipinos and candidates. Kasi they're spending naman their own money, to be fair, diba? In exchange of like representing our country, they're not getting anything from it, diba? Unless it's like Miss Cosmo World, like Meiji Cruz na nanalo ng 18 million pesos. Pero anyway, going back to Hipon, yeah, it's a scam, I think, kasi base na rin sa manager ni Herlene. Tapos ang mahirap kasi doon, yung reputation din kasi ng pageant, kapag never heard siya and then wala kang kilala na previously nag-compete doon, it's hard to tell. Kaya minsan parang hindi talaga dapat pinapadala yung mga girls natin with like in the pageants that we don't know or like in the pageants na walang clear reputation. That separates kasi the major pageants from the international pageants. They're like well established. So if something happens, you can hold them accountable. And you're sure naman na parang like the country has previous experiences na with these pageants. So alam mo na yung what to expect, diba? Unlike ito, like this one. The example
Yeah.
ng how could it like go bad?
Yeah, they should have done due diligence basically. And yun nga, parang Planet na nga pero international ang labo. Like kahit yung pangalan pa lang parang ang scam na pakinggan.
Yeah,
and
for me,
go.
hindi, kasi Di ba after she was named na parang first runner-up, tapos hindi siya into hindi siya maging representative to any international pageant. Doon na biglang sinabi na baka last pageant niya na raw. That was going to be the first and last. Tapos yung manager niya naman, si Wilbert Licino, biglang parang sayang raw na baka, di ba, parang hindi magkakaroon ng exposure si Curly, na ang dami niya ngang ina-advocate, ganon. So parang it felt like they just really wanted her to join an international pageant, whatever that may be. So
Yeah.
parang anong nangyari is like nakahanap sila ng Miss Planet International. Kasi diba, yung mismo manager din ni Herlene yung naging national director ng Miss Planet Philippines, whatever. So, ayun, parang okay, at least nakahanap kayo ng pageant, tapos tuloy-tuloy na ganon. It just so happened na hindi maganda yung nahanap na ng pageant for her. Which is sad kasi mukha naman talagang pinaghandaan niya yun. Tapos, given her, like, if you watch her vlog naman, na parang when they were staying there, parang sobrang kalog niya kasi talaga. She was making friends with everyone then. Tapos yun yung malungkot kasi parang kahit hindi lang siya yung na-scam eh. I mean, the rest of the candidates too, na hindi lang sila yung pumatol sa ganong pageant. So parang they were like doing this dance practices, tapos visiting several places, until ayun, na parang sunod-sunod na silang umiiyak, tapos nagde-demand na umalis raw sila sa hotel, ganon, pabalikin na raw sila sa home countries nila. So yun, sad lang.
Yeah, as in, I was really rooting for her. Like, I really found her to be very watchable. And, dahil kalog siya, like, alam mo yun, parang may self-awareness siya, tapos she's very comfortable in her own skin. Parang it's so rare to find someone like that. Tapos, wala, it's all wasted on people who are taking advantage of the situation. Ayun, so, we're actually, we're down to the end of the show. Actually, ang dami nating na-recap in a short time. So, let's do one round of like yung mga takeaways nyo for this very, very long year of parang chaotic pageants. Let's start with Steph.
I guess it's good to see pageants in full swing after the pandemic, and like from no pageants, there's like 10 in like a year, I think. So nandami. So maybe the chaotic nature of the pageants is just people adjusting to the new normal once again. But I think from here on out till next year, it's just hopefully gonna get better and better. And more Filipina contenders will apply, and because of the new rules of as Miss Universe, tama. Yeah, Miss Universe, it will be an even more diverse pool of contestants, and Filipinos love pageants, and it doesn't seem like it's gonna pause na ever again. So it's exciting what's ahead.
How about you, Isa?
Ayun, sobrang funny pa rin pala ng ng mga Pilipino sa pageants. I mean, I feel like ang daming mga pageants na biglang sumusulpot na lang, magugulat ka na lang. Like Miss Planet International, Miss Cosmo World, diba? Parang, wow, almost every week may lumilipad na beauty queen. Hindi mo alam kung saan pupunta, magko-compete ng kung ano-ano. So, ayun, parang kung may mahanap, minsan magugulat ka na lang kung ano yung mga advocacy nila or anything. Pero kung masaya po kayo dyan, go lang. Pinapanood pa naman kayo ng mga Pilipino. Ayun, I think it's, for me, yeah, I think what I'm really excited the most is the changes in the Miss Universe pageant. Kasi for me, it's really the most progressive one out of all other pageants now. Tapos, ayun lang, I feel like, kasi di ba parang last year was such a good year for the Filipino beauty queens. We have several, di ba, crowns. Tapos may mga nag-place ng high runner-ups compared it to sa batch ngayon. So maybe we could bounce back in the next pageant year.
Okay. And Amanda?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the, with Miss Universe, new rules. I'm looking forward to seeing what that's gonna bring about. But also like for me, parang nagpo-progress yung mga international pageants. Sana like humabol yung Philippine pageants. Like, does that make sense? Parang I feel like Filipino queens still very much fit the pageant queen mold.
Stereotypical. Yeah.
Yeah, and parang I hope that we could see more diversity here. I mean, to begin with, sana walang madi-disqualify dahil maliit sila. Alam mo yun? Parang like can we just progress? Yun yung gusto ko makita. Parang the rest of the world is doing it. Like we should be catching up. Like more plus size queens, more short queens. Like like we can make it happen. And Filipinos are really good anyway. So parang hindi man kailangan na masyado na tayo mag-stick dun sa physical mold of the beauty queen. Yun lang.
You were saying something, Isa?
Hindi, yung sa trans, di ba? I mean, we all have
Yeah.
all the queens now. Bakit wala pa tayo trans?
Yeah, true.
So, I
Oo.
Ang
think,
dami-dami nating trans beauty queens na nananalo sa trans pageants. Like they should be able to enter the mainstream pageants at this point, diba?
Yeah, I'm very hopeful for the future in the sense na grabe yung representation na ngayon. Like just today, like 'di ba? We didn't know that there was a person on the autism spectrum, and she got all the way to the top 15, and ano alam mo yun parang and the fact that, for example, si Harnaz Sandu, she also had a slight controversy this year kasi she gained a lot of weight since winning the crown, and alam mo yun parang but she's still going about doing her duties as Miss Universe, and she's doing well and advocating for her women's health initiatives. And alam mo yun, parang there's a lot of positivity there. I mean, yes, there are parang I personally find like beauty pageants still, 'di ba, problematic in many respects. Pero parang to see these parang big changes actually, like ang daming big changes in the last few years lang. So parang it can only bode well for those kinds of events. And finally, last but not the least, Jairo, how do you feel about this year in pageantry?
Yeah, I think lackluster year ulit tayo. Nabanggit na kami ni Isa and Amanda na medyo hindi tayo masyadong winnable this year. Pero tas parang our last our last crowned queen from the major pageant was in 2018 pa through Catriona Gray. Parang since 2013 kasi for 6 straight years, lagi tayo nananalo. Every year, at least one crown sa major pageants. And then it was stopped in 2019. And until now, nagtutuloy-tuloy siya na wala tayo. So I hope meron tayong manalo sa major pageants. Although nananalo pa rin naman tayo sa other tier pageants. When it comes to beauty pageant itself, kasi nung nakaraan yun, nagko-contemplate ako kung same pa ba yung love ko sa beauty pageant. I realized na yes, same pa rin. Pero may nahanap na ako sa kanya. Like, kasi, parang nag-reset kasi yung mundo because of the ongoing pandemic. Take note po, ongoing pa rin tayo. So parang kasi naghahanap na yung mga tao ng something na bago from beauty pageants. Parang until now kasi nandun pa rin siya sa entertainment side of the universe, 'di ba? Parang tinitingnan pa rin siya as parang source of entertainment. Pero tas meron kasi accusations ng objectification of women, 'di ba? Ng pagsiset ng beauty standards which are wrong, 'di ba? So I think expect ko na 2022 would be like a progressive year for beauty pageants. Nasusundan nila yung Miss Universe and Miss Supranational kasi nag-allow na rin silang up to 32 years old. And I think married women. So I think the other beauty pageants will follow. Pero hindi ko sure masyado yung sa Miss Japan, Miss International, kasi Japan-based sila. Medyo hindi sila masyado, medyo conservative sila. Miss Earth kasi Philippines own. So tingnan natin kung papasok ang conservationism of our Filipino heritage. And Miss World, may bago na silang owner. So tingnan rin na natin kung magbabago sila. Pero yun lang, I think 2023, sana magkaroon tayo ng changes, not just with the candidates, but also kung paano itrato ng pageant yung mga babae, which is dapat naman talaga at the end of the day, women empowerment. Hindi dapat sila na-objectify. Yun lang.
Perfect. That's the perfect way to end this. And with that, guys, that's the end of our Rappler Recap. Thank you so much, pageant expert and savant Jairo Boledo, and my teammates in the lifestyle and entertainment team, Amanda, Isa, and Steph. This has been Marguerite De Leon. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching.